Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my monthly update for pan in every palette. As the name would suggest, the goal is to eventually one day have a pan showing in every palette in my collection. This project was created by Lady Pans a lot, although there are different versions of this project around created by others. But a lot of us want to see more pans in more of the palettes we own. I've already joked last month that one day when I eventually have a pan in every palette, I'm going to 2 pans in every palette. It's going to be a thing. I'm starting the hashtag now. Just kidding. No, I'm not. But I love this project so much, and I love the goal of getting more love out of all the palettes I own. But I also love Pan That Palette. I love both. I love the idea of panning things to completion, but I also love the idea of showing love to more of the palettes. It's an ongoing issue for almost all of us project panners, is finding that right balancing act, and doing both projects for me is the balance between using things up and getting more use out of the rest of my collection at the same time. I am currently working on 4 palettes. I bumped up to 4 last month, and I do not have any new pans in this project right now, but I do have a new pan in a palette that was in another project. So my pan percentage will be going up. By the way, I am tracking my pan percentage. Like I said, my goal is to one day have 100% of my palettes with a pan in them. And as of last month, I had 35 palettes with pan, which gave me a pan percentage of 8.9%. I will tell you what my updated pan percentage is in just a minute, but first, let's talk about the 4 palettes that I've been working on in this project and how many uses they got this past month. I like to go from least used to most used, and the least used palette this past month was my Too Faced Razzle Dazzle Berry palette. No surprise, I've been panning a look for months and it didn't involve the shadow. I am wearing it today, and I'm always reminded of how much I like this palette whenever I wear it. Actually, I've used it twice in the past month, and the last time I used it, I got a compliment from a mom in the neighborhood, which is always like so fun and exciting. But the pan I'm trying to hit is this one right here. And I'm getting there, but you got to use it more than twice a month to hit pan on it. I've also been using this purple one on the end to deepen up my outer V quite a bit, so that's got a little bit of a dip going. But those are primarily the 2 I use. I use other shadows for like my crease, transition, brow bone, inner corner highlight. But like this look I have today, this is in my outer V, and this is all over the majority of my lid. So I did get 2 uses out of this past month. Hopefully I will have more for next month, now that I'm not panning a look. The palette that I used the next most out of the 4 comes from my Morphe 35F palette. I'm really glad to have rolled this in this project. It's a fall palette, so it seems like the right time of year to pull this out and enjoy it. The shade I want to hit pan on, or that I declared I wanted to hit pan on, is this one down here, which I think is a nice kind of mid-tone brown, like a warm chocolatey brown that I think would go well with my Pan That palette and my Baby Pan That palette. I did use this twice in the past month, but the shade that I've used the most from this palette this past month is this first one right here, and holy cow, this is an amazing, blinding highlight. It is a gorgeous inner corner highlight. It is shockingly bright. It is stunning. Let me get you a swatch of these. They're both gorgeous. Ouch, I just pinched myself. But that inner corner highlight is amazing. Look at my camera freaked out. It had to refocus. I like both these shades very much. I'm going to track my use on both of these. Of course, if I start using any other shadow in this palette, I'll track the use on that. But wow, I've loved those 2 shades very much. And I actually used the highlighty shade that I wasn't trying to focus in on more than the focus shade. So 3 uses on the highlight shade and 2 uses on the chocolatey brown shade. And tied for first place are the 2 remaining palettes that are in this project. I used both of these 20 times. At least that's what I have marked on paper. I find it hard to believe that it's not more like 25. I am filming this a few days early compared to last month. I'm trying to get back on track with my uploads. But yeah, 20 seems a little bit low, but that's what I have marked. First of all, this Smashbox Masterclass palette. I'm trying to hit pan on this shade right here. And yeah, this just rolled into this project last month. So I've done quite a bit of damage. I've hit hard pan. I've scraped off hard pan and used it. And we're just plowing away at this. I'm using it as an all over setting powder for my face. I am finding that this pan is a little bit small. Every once in a while, my brush gets on the bronzer, which is not ideal for me. But this is a really good powder, but for some reason I felt like I was getting some hard pan already. I have been super oily this summer. I'm not sure why. Hopefully now that we're getting into fall weather, I won't be quite so greasy. But yeah, I have no doubt that I will hit pan on this in the next couple months. And I think 20 uses is a good head start, but no pan yet. And the other product that's in this project, I also used 20 times, and that is the bronzer from this Ulta Beauty Duo. I am getting quite a dip on this little guy right here. And I just love this. I think I probably talked about this last month too, but holy cow, I am just loving this bronzer. I like the color. I like the depth. I like the way it blends out on my skin. I like the way it makes me look like I still have a tan, even though I haven't sunbathed in at least a month. Yeah, I don't know how, I obviously don't know how shallow or deep these pans are, but I think I'm well on my way to hitting pan, and I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 2 months I have pan on that shade. I've really enjoyed it very, very much. I'm glad I rolled it into this project, and I'm glad I had a chance to use it at least 20 times over the past month. All right, let's get back to pan percentage. Over the past month, specifically 2 days ago, I hit pan on my Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, which adds another palette with pan to my collection. That gives me a total of 36 palettes in my collection that have pan. And that brings my pan percentage from 8.9% to 9.2%. We are at 9%. I am so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have pan in this shadow, but I'm really happy that my pan percentage is up to 9.2%. We're going to be at 10% before we know it, you guys. And I'm so happy that in just a short while, 10% of the eyeshadows I own will have a pan in them. That feels like quite an accomplishment for my very large eyeshadow collection. I will take it. Only 91% to go. We are getting there. But that is going to be it for this update. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.